Picture this. The person pulling into the parking lot in a shiny BMW may have less than $50 available in their checking account. The luxury handbag your coworker proudly carried into the office might have cost more than everything she has saved for emergencies. The man at the bar enthusiastically talking about his investment portfolio could be carrying more credit card debt than actual investments. And the influencer posting photos from luxury hotels and expensive restaurants may be only a few missed paychecks away from financial disaster. At first glance, none of that seems possible, yet it happens every day. Recent financial surveys show that a large percentage of Americans with credit cards carry balances from month to month. At the same time, luxury vehicle sales continue to rise. Designer brands continue to report strong revenues, and social media is filled with people displaying lifestyles that appear incredibly successful. Something about that picture doesn't make sense. Americans collectively owe more than $1 trillion in credit card debt. Household debt levels continue reaching record territory. Yet luxury vehicles fill parking lots, premium brands continue thriving, and expensive lifestyles seem more visible than ever before. The reality is that many people have learned how to create the appearance of wealth without actually building it. They have become experts at looking successful while neglecting the financial foundation that genuine success requires. The image appears impressive from a distance, but the closer you look, the more fragile it becomes. Real wealth tends to be quiet. Fake wealth usually demands attention. The paradox: how does this happen? Think about it for a moment. How does someone earning $60,000 a year end up driving a $45,000 luxury vehicle while carrying tens of thousands of dollars in consumer debt? How does a person spend hundreds of dollars every month on designer products while having little or nothing set aside for emergencies? The answer lies in a misunderstanding that has become deeply embedded in modern culture. Many people confuse wealth with the appearance of wealth. Those two things are not the same. One is a financial reality, the other is a performance, and performances can be financed. The data that reveals the problem. Financial data consistently tells a story that contradicts what we see in public. Studies have shown that a significant percentage of households would struggle to cover a relatively small emergency expense without borrowing money, using credit cards, or selling possessions. At the same time, luxury vehicle purchases remain strong, and high-end consumer brands continue generating billions in revenue. If people truly possessed the wealth their lifestyles appear to suggest, those numbers wouldn't coexist. Savings rates have often declined while luxury spending has increased. Credit card balances have climbed even as premium consumer goods continue breaking sales records. The numbers point toward a troubling reality. Many people are using debt to purchase the image of financial success. Instead of building wealth first and enjoying luxuries later, they are buying the symbols first and hoping the wealth eventually catches up. Unfortunately, it usually doesn't. The fake rich trap. Let's give this phenomenon a name. Call it the fake rich trap. This trap occurs when someone builds an entire lifestyle around appearing wealthy, despite lacking the financial foundation to support it. Everyone occasionally makes an unnecessary purchase. That's normal. The fake rich trap is different. It's a systematic pattern where status symbols become more important than actual financial progress. The goal shifts from becoming wealthy to appearing wealthy. And once that happens, nearly every financial decision becomes distorted. Instead of asking, "Can I comfortably afford this?" people begin asking, "What will others think if I have this?" That single change in perspective can quietly destroy financial progress for years. How the trap operates. The economics behind the trap are surprisingly brutal. Someone trying to look wealthy may devote 20 to 30% of their income toward maintaining that appearance. Someone who is genuinely wealthy often spends a fraction of that amount. The difference may not seem dramatic at first, but over years and decades, the gap becomes enormous. Money that could have been invested, saved, or used to create future opportunities instead disappears into payments, depreciation, interest charges, and lifestyle maintenance. One of the clearest examples is the entry-level luxury purchase. A person wants the prestige associated with a luxury brand, but doesn't have the financial resources to comfortably afford it. So they buy the least expensive version available, the base model BMW, the entry-level Mercedes, the starter designer handbag, the smallest luxury apartment. The objective isn't functionality. The objective is access to the logo. In many cases, a fully equipped mainstream vehicle provides more features, better reliability, lower maintenance costs, and a superior ownership experience than an entry-level luxury vehicle. But the person pursuing status isn't paying for practicality, they're paying for perception. The problem is that luxury ownership comes with luxury expenses. Insurance costs more, maintenance costs more, replacement parts cost more, fuel expenses are often higher, repairs become more expensive. The monthly payment is only the beginning. The real cost continues long after the purchase. The leasing illusion. One of the most common ways people sustain the appearance of wealth is through leasing. Leasing makes expensive vehicles seem affordable because it lowers the monthly payment. What many people fail to realize is that they are often paying thousands of dollars every year without building any ownership. The payments never stop, the cycle never ends. The car gets returned, a new lease begins, and the process repeats. Over 20 years, someone can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars leasing luxury vehicles while owning absolutely nothing at the end of the journey. Meanwhile, another person buys reliable vehicles, keeps them for many years, and invests the difference. The visual difference between the two people may initially favor the luxury driver. The financial difference eventually favors the investor by a massive margin. How genuinely wealthy people often behave. One of the most fascinating observations about actual wealth is how little effort many wealthy individuals put into displaying it. Look at successful business owners, investors, and entrepreneurs during ordinary moments rather than public appearances. Many dress simply, many drive practical vehicles, many live far below what their net worth would allow. This isn't because they dislike luxury, it's because they don't need luxury to validate their success. When you truly have financial security, you stop feeling pressure to prove it. People who possess genuine wealth understand something many others never learn. The goal isn't to impress strangers, the goal is freedom. Freedom to make choices, freedom to take risks, freedom to handle emergencies, freedom to live according to personal values instead of social expectations. Ironically, the people who can afford the most often feel the least need to display it. 10 common signs of the fake rich. The first sign is entry-level luxury ownership. Everything revolves around acquiring the badge rather than obtaining the best value. The second sign is constant money talk. Conversations frequently return to income, future deals, investments, or opportunities that haven't actually materialized yet. The third sign is owning expensive luxury items while maintaining very little savings. The appearance receives priority while the financial foundation remains weak. The fourth sign is always trying to outdo others. Every achievement becomes a competition. Every success story requires a bigger success story in response. The fifth sign is treating social media as a stage for financial performance. Expensive experiences are documented constantly, while actual financial progress remains hidden. The sixth sign is perpetual leasing and financing. Payments continue endlessly, while ownership remains elusive. The seventh sign involves counterfeit luxury goods. Ironically, pretending to own expensive items becomes another attempt to project status. The eighth sign is obsession with get-rich-quick schemes. The next big opportunity always promises instant success, yet lasting wealth never seems to arrive. The ninth sign is offering financial advice from a position that lacks financial results. Criticism of others often masks personal insecurity. The 10th sign is excess. Too many logos, too much jewelry, too much emphasis on signaling wealth. The message becomes so loud that it begins losing credibility. The psychological root of the problem. Why do intelligent people fall into this trap? The answer is rarely a lack of intelligence. More often, it's insecurity. People caught in the fake rich trap become highly focused on how others perceive them. Every purchase passes through a social filter. Will people be impressed? Will this elevate my status? Will this make me appear more successful? When external validation becomes the primary goal, financial logic often disappears. Someone with strong self-confidence can celebrate another person's success without feeling threatened. Someone driven by insecurity often views other people's achievements as competition. Their self-worth becomes tied to comparison. The luxury purchase isn't really about the product, it's about what the product says, or more accurately, what they hope it says. Redefining wealth. Escaping the fake rich trap requires redefining what wealth actually means. Wealth is not the car people see. It is the investment account they don't see. It is not a handbag. It is the emergency fund. It is not an expensive vacation photo. It is the financial freedom that allows vacations without stress. Real wealth means options. It means security. It means resilience. It means being able to navigate unexpected challenges without panic. Most importantly, it means building a future rather than financing an image. The first step is awareness. Review your spending honestly. The escape plan. The first step is awareness. Look through bank statements and credit card transactions. Identify purchases made primarily for appearance rather than usefulness or genuine enjoyment. Calculate the total. That number represents resources that could have been invested into your future. The second step is creating a replacement framework. Before purchasing a luxury item, ask yourself what that money could become if invested. A few $1,000s invested today may become several times larger in the future through compound growth. Every unnecessary status purchase carries an opportunity cost. The third step is rebuilding identity. Stop defining success through external symbols. Start defining success through financial strength, flexibility, and independence. When identity changes, behavior becomes easier to change. The question that matters most. Ultimately, everything comes down to a single question. Do you want to look rich or do you want to be rich? Those paths often move in opposite directions. The person spending heavily to maintain appearances frequently experiences ongoing stress, endless payments, and financial vulnerability. A job loss becomes a crisis. An emergency becomes a disaster. Every month becomes a race to keep the image alive. Meanwhile, the person living below their means quietly accumulates something far more valuable than appearances. They accumulate freedom, freedom to leave a bad job, freedom to start a business, freedom to take opportunities, freedom to handle unexpected expenses, freedom to sleep peacefully. The luxury car attracts attention. Financial freedom creates peace. One is visible, the other is valuable. The next time you see someone displaying wealth, remember that appearances rarely tell the full story. More importantly, look inward. Ask whether your own financial decisions are serving your future or serving an image. Because real wealth doesn't require constant attention. It doesn't need approval. It doesn't need applause. It quietly grows in the background while others focus on appearances. In the end, there are only two choices. You can spend years performing wealth while building very little underneath. Or you can spend years building wealth while needing no performance at all. One path creates a temporary illusion, the other creates lasting freedom.